music going on in the background on my phone too.
Yeah, I know. Mine popped up on the screen over there.
Welcome everyone to the Music is Therapy show today. Look at Johnny with his what is that? A road worn Squire guitar? What happened to that thing?
This is
Beat up.
totally custom
Homemade like
homegrown, man. You were there when Rich gave me that neck.
I was there. That's
Remember
right.
that?
Thank you very much, Rich. That was a wonderful night. That was a nice day, hanging out.
That was
You guys
awesome.
around 3 o'clock-ish or 3:30, I think, at the guitar showcase in San Jose. One of my Campbell, kind of San Jose.
Yeah.
And look at
And
that.
yeah, your mic is a little low.
Is it a little low? Should I pump it
Or
up?
I could just stand back here.
No, that's all right. I can turn it up. Tell me if it's too hot. How's that?
That's better.
Even a little bit more on the
There we go. Right there.
the gain
Right
knob.
there.
Tighten this too. All right, there we go. Yeah, man. Welcome everyone to the Music is Therapy show. I had several thoughts for today's show over the last few weeks. I do think about some of these things ahead of time, but I got sidetracked by another one of Henning Pauly's rants. You know, my friend Henning, the German, the other bald knob in the world that likes gear as much as I do. He's living the life, man. Very talented producer and musician, and he's been producing some really great things, and has been an advocate for musicians and YouTubers online since the get-go, always trying to help other musicians like Johnny does too, trying to help them understand how it all works. And as you know, Johnny's all in on the AI. And as you guys noticed on my thumbnail, right? You guys probably saw the thumbnail first. Ron can't make it, but that's cool. Out with Beth. All right. Beth, I hear you calling. I can't do Liza's show right now. Anyway, he's out having breakfast with her or lunch or whatever it is out there in Shadyside, Ohio. Isn't that a nice sounding town? Shadyside. It's like you get shade over there. or there's a lot of shady people living there. I don't know.
I think
No, it's because
it's that.
The Appalachian Mountains. You know, as the sun rises on the east and it's hitting the mountains, it's shading that whole town until it rolls over, and then you get the sunshine. That's what I really think. By the way, I'm drinking out of my SF Giants mug because go Giants! They can have a run at this wild card game here if they beat the Dodgers, the dreaded Dodgers, right? I just knocked over this thing. This is like
I don't know what that is.
it's basically.
I don't think we will even want to know what that's for.
Not one of those things they use, in the parades. It's basically just a little leg that I use to prop up the keyboard shelf that I made for my keyboards. Yeah. By the way, you see it's missing right here because it's in the car already, ready to hit the road for today's Memorex show and Shark in the Water show at Gallagher's in Dublin again.
That's today?
Yeah, from 2 to 6, I'll be playing keyboards there. Music Therapy Labs live. I even put it on. I thought I'd try to generate a little bit of more, excitement around it and say, hey, I'll be there playing. So if anybody in the area wants to come check me out, go there to Gallagher's in Dublin. Gallagher's Dublin Pub in Dublin, California. Yeah. So we'll be there.
From 2 to 4 Pacific.
Pacific, that's right.
Well, it doesn't matter what time you say because you have to be local to be there, so you might as well say 2 o'clock.
Exactly.
But also, if you were to stream it, you could say from 5, right. 5 o'clock Eastern.
I don't stream it because this Memorex thing is a lot of newbie musicians and singers, and so I don't think they're ready for prime time, Johnny. You know what I mean? They're a little bit shy of being
then that's
everyone.
Yeah.
However, they do start bands, and a number of people that have been in Memorex over the years have started off, gone off and started bands. So one of the bands called Vile Act was there the other night, last week, that is, that they were playing at, I think they played at Gallagher's too, the previous show 2 weeks ago. And then last weekend, some of the band members and other bands playing at the Pine Street Bar in Livermore. So, these are small venues, you guys. These are small bars, local bars. But it is what it is. I don't even play for beer. I don't even get paid. Nothing. It's just for the love of music and to help other people that are young, aspiring musicians, get some experience. And for me, it's been great too, because it's gotten me back into the 80s thing. I'm like, look at what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing the Toto Africa shirt from that show at Concord. Toto, right, with Luke. And they had Chris. I like to call him Crisscross, but I know there's that band, that hip hop band called Crisscross. It was Christopher Cross, of Sailing and all those songs. There you go. Nice. Almost. You got it. You got the first part down. That's good. Dude, yacht rock, right? That's yacht rock. That's what they call it. Nice. Very
Dude,
good.
I could join your yuck rock band now, man.
Let's just make one. Well, what do you mean join? Let's create the band. Let's do it.
Let's do a band called Yuck Rock, and we play all the horrible songs from that era.
Is we do the worst metal songs, but we yacht rock them out. And we'll start off with "Tonight I'm Gonna Rock You Tonight" by Spinal Tap, right? Yay! All right, I'm going crazy already with all the weird sound things. Now, this is typically what we do. When I have Johnny on, it just brings the cuckoo-ness out of me. Thursday nights, we usually go crazy. But I wanted to get a little serious on y'all. Get serious on y'all today. Today's I have no hat, no cap, no nothing. I'm just all bald, not Dr. Laszlo, but just, somewhat educated on the subject of psychology and music therapy and whatnot. And I wanted to talk about your feelings. Everyone out there, what are your feelings? We're going to go on feelings, right? What are your feelings about what's going on with technology and AI and how it's affecting music and musicians? I know Johnny's feelings. He's all in. He's going to, you know what? This is it. This is new. Got to go with it. Got to go with the flow. Jump on the next train, whatever's coming by. You got to get on that train. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind, right?
Well, you don't have to jump on it, but if you're in the business, if this is what you do, you have to understand it. It's like the internet. It's like a computer. The people that are still using typewriters today,
right?
Hello, So it's the same type of thing. Mm-hmm. With television and the internet, and this is TV now, basically. This is, you get your news, you get your entertainment, you get your music, you get, people pirate movies on here, whatever that is. But when it comes to AI, you don't have to use it at all. Personally, I do use it for a lot of the stuff that I do, and it's been a huge time saver for me. And I use it for good. I don't use it for I think what you're going to be talking about today. Oh, it's better now. That was earlier.
I bumped up my gain even more gain. That's what Nigel would say. Just, infinity. Well,
yeah.
I totally agree with you on a lot of this. However, the part of it that's really kind of insidious, that word, insidious, kind of bad in a tricky way.
There's a Darth Insidious.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty close. Yeah.
Wait.
There you go. All right, do the voice. Do it. Oh, look what I got. I got a bigger one. I got a bigger one. This one even has a bottle opener on it because this one's made for parties, baby. That's right. But it doesn't make other voices. It just either does siren or speak. So I can use this live, when they have those songs where like U2 or whoever is doing the broadcast, kind of like, the police are coming kind of thing. Anyway, but the side of it that's insidious is like what
Wait a minute, you just said it again.
I know. Is what's happened to the music industry and the whole production of music and how people are being paid. Okay, the pay side of it has completely shifted, where
the paid side to it is, truthfully, you're very lucky to make anything out of music.
Let me make my point here, because you can obviously, it's a good segue to what you're saying. But the pay side of it, it's all shifted because people out there saw the use of software, that they can create software that can copy and then put the music back up, or keep posting up their music. In the beginning, Napster was one that got shut down because people were actually getting in some big trouble because they were going against copyright laws, right? People have a right to their music, and you can only reproduce it or broadcast it according to those laws that allow, right? Because everything was done over the radio frequency bands and TV frequency bands in the air. But then we created the internet, which allowed people to tap into this system that they can then load, download, look at, pages like we called back then.
Wait a minute.
Portals and things like that. Yeah. There's all kinds of that stuff going on too, Johnny. Yeah. Where is it? That's the biggest money maker on the internet, probably still to this day, outside of selling softwares and programs for business, probably. I don't even know if that's even true. But the bottom line is that people who've created music, created some art, whether it's a painting they hand painted, all right? And this is where the similarities kind of come into play with some of these other comparisons. They've created a piece of music, they've recorded it, and now they want to sell it to people to be able to buy it and or go watch them play it live, which is always the better experience, as we saw at the David Lee Roth concert, right? Always better to see it live. You're never going to get a better facsimile. In other words, you're never going to get a better version of it, a copied version, than the live. Just like you put that on tape and you try to, like, what did they try to do with Van Halen? They wanted to recreate on that first album as close to possible as what the live experience kind of is, outside of doing a live album, right? And you get the higher quality studio recording and all that, and all the tricks that they use to make it even better. But the bottom line was that they tried to recreate that energy that you would feel if you were there, right? When you're there.
Well, that's all they knew.
Right.
With Van Halen, with that first record, the reason why it was recorded the way it was is because that's how they played. They were a live band. They went in, they recorded everything live, except the vocals were done later. All the vocals, background vocals, were done afterwards. Guitar, bass, and drums were all done at the same time.
And that's like in the live room kind of experience that some bands today, like, for example, I saw an interview recently, trying to put those two words into one. Interview recently. Here's Alex. He can give us a little. You want to jump in? Just wave your hand when you're ready, Bo. All right. Here's Alex Radford in on us, so we can get a little of his opinion on the live stuff too. Your room is looking cool, dude. I'm digging what you're doing, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So I don't know how much of it that you've heard so far. I'm assuming
I've been listening.
Cool. So they try to reproduce that live energy and that live sound because, like Johnny's saying, that's what the producers who were producing them saw at first and say, oh, wow, everyone thinks heavy metal's dead because it's all disco and this, that. No, we're going to bring this to the world because punk rock was hot. They knew that energy meant something because it excited them, and they were old people already, right? So they thought, oh, the kids are going to eat this up, And Dave, I think, probably sold.
They were 30.
Right.
Which is old. Yeah.
Old, and those, when you're talking teenagers look at 30-year-olds as mom and pop or uncle and whatever, and old.
They call us
mom and pop are 30 when you're a teenager.
Nowadays, especially, yeah. So nowadays, that's when people start having kids for the most part in their 30s. Right? So the bottom line is that the recreation of that music by recording and then printing to vinyl and then cassette was the way we got to hear it. And that was then replayed again on the radio. So again, it's getting cut down in quality to what the real live experience must be like. And I like in this, because remember, this is the Music is Therapy show, Johnny. We're talking about this as how it affects the human mind, body, soul, all these parts of who we are as human beings, the therapy side of music. Why did we do music in the first place? Where did it all come from? Did it come before language? And many neurologists and other scientists argue that music came before even language. And you see it in the animal kingdom a lot, right? You see birds and other animals using sounds to communicate. And then melodic notes of sorts, like whales in the ocean, whatever they're saying, wait up, I'm falling behind. Or keep swimming, But the point is that music affects us very primally, like very deep into our soul, or whatever you want to call what we are, consciousness and all. And so it can be a very strong, powerful marketing manipulator, as we know. You know, what jingles do you not? I remember 2 off beef, patty, best sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on the sesame seed bun, because of the music.
Oh, that sounds good. I'm
Right?
so hungry.
But then and immediately you start salivating, right? You want a burger now, don't you? That's power. That's powerful. And so for quite a while now,
Well, that's marketing.
Yeah, and look, you know, using the sounds of
And AI is perfect for marketing.
Yeah. And AI is another evolution of how human beings are creating tools to market and use music to not just, you know, influence, but to manipulate. Now, the AI side of it that I think is really ugly and terrible is the theft of people's hard earned and hard work and the talent that they've had to work on. Because you know how long it can take to get good at, say, playing guitar or piano or any instrument for that matter, but definitely guitars.
Well, it can take forever.
It can take a long time.
There's actually never an ending to that.
Right, never. And then the singers, for them to develop their tone, their range, their ability to not crack, you know, they have to protect their voices, they have to sleep good, they have to eat right, all these things, you know, or maybe don't, you know, we can be like Steven Tyler and just, or Ozzy, and just make it as long as you can, you know, doing everything crazy that you do. And that's part of who you are, and that's part of the persona, that's part of the character that you're projecting into the world. Because, you know, Ozzy was never really, he was the clown, the class clown in school. Pretty early on, he learned that if I could joke around with the biggest guy and make friends with him, I won't get bullied or get in trouble with anyone. And so he was pretty astute at a young age, because tough town he came from, you know, and a lot of those people came from tough towns. Heavy metal, the word itself, heavy metal, comes from the steel building industry in the British, you know, Isles there, where they were building ships. And that's where that word, I think, comes from to some degree. The sound of the metal clanging and bam, 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 you know, and then they take it home and tan, 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 you know. Exactly. Yeah. So, but the theft of, and I'm calling it theft, because if you take someone's singing voice and then just take it, download it onto some computer system that mimics it or copies it identically, and
Memorexes it,
right? And then exactly, and then lets other people just use that and sells their product, because they're able to then steal someone else's talented voice and use that as their product that they're selling, okay? And sells that in my mind is theft. That's identity theft in the deepest way, because this is an artist, and you know, for an artist to get to that level, you know, that's personal to them. Your art is personal to you, right? And now someone's just stealing it. It's like if Picasso made a big, you know, beautiful mural on the wall somewhere, someone comes by there with a big camera, takes a picture, starts printing out big posters and selling it out front and making money off it. Like the people who do the fake t-shirts at the concerts. I never buy those, because I don't think it's right that, you know, they're taking advantage of this.
Certain concerts, I'll do it.
They all do it, but see, this is the attitude that I think is a slippery slope. Because they all do it.
A concert costs $700 and it's doesn't need to be. Then yeah, I'm buying the shirt from the guy outside.
Well, like when I went to see Toto, the tickets were $40-something. Okay?
Oh yeah,
we sat in decent seats, and I bought a T-shirt and I bought a couple cozies, you know, like drink cozies, and I bought the Toto. I mean, that was rare to see, and I'm like, I'm getting that. How often do you get to see an actual program?
Yeah, that's nice,
right? You know,
like unless you're going to plays.
You can see all these pictures online. Sure, you can. You know, but there's something to. And there's something to owning the physical item. And I think some people are catching on to this. There were some comments in Henning Pauly's rant this morning that I was reading and I responded to, because I felt that they were nailing it. In some ways, they were very correct on some other aspects of it, like what Johnny's saying, that this is also a tool that can be used in the right way. However, what Henning was talking about is if you're going to use musicians' music, you're going to use their voices, pay them. These are billion-dollar companies, they're making billions of dollars. Pay the people that you took the talent.
So you're talking about one
way to do that. So
companies that are taking things. What about what about like on Instagram where you reshare a video or you remix a video?
Well, that's different,
there's
right?
the fair use aspect of this where I think it's being the slippery slope side of it, like what Beato was talking about and why he's always fought, and he's got a lawyer and he's making enough money where he can get a lawyer and he's got some help, right? Where he's been fighting all these copyright strikes because he has to. But you just have to have 3 against you, and you're gone. Your whole channel gets wiped from YouTube. Now, that does not seem like a very fair contract if it comes to fair use of things like he's using as an educational purpose. It's not like he's trying to profit by the replaying of the song because he never replays the whole thing. He's actually bringing some attention to the
you
song.
Can't make money off educational purpose stuff.
But the thing is he's selling his courses within those videos.
Right. But he's
so
not.
He is making money from using other people's music.
No, he's not making money from using other people's music.
That's kind of like a commercial.
Just like if you're in a class and you're teaching and you say, this is Mozart's da-da-da, or this is the Beatles da-da-da, and this is how they're different. It's not like he's taken their music and playing the whole song and selling it like in a radio or other form, or let's say in marketing or something. Maybe it's because it's considered like part of marketing. So that's the slippery slope side of it. And then you can argue for fair use and you can win those. And he's been winning them. Okay. But what I'm saying is that there are musicians out there that have spent a lot of time and energy, just like you guys, who have not gotten compensated for the use of their music, perhaps, and their talents, perhaps, and especially if there's specific ones, like let's say Metallica's style is being copied,
But also,
it's tricky, isn't it?
Well, here's the thing. I
forget what is it that you can copyright?
Let's say you're a struggling artist, which most of us are, and we have a song or we have a riff or whatever that is. We sang something, who knows? And like what I just said earlier about videos on Instagram getting remixed, getting reshared. So I'm just trying to say, what if we have something and it goes viral and everybody's using it, everybody's doing it, and it's getting your name out there. You're getting out there because of that. And you're not necessarily making money from that, but there is the potential of making money from other things from that. I mean, that's like YouTube. You don't make money from YouTube itself. You make money from the deals that you get from the platform, from getting out there.
Yeah. Through merch vendors, people that you're promoting their products by, or maybe Patreon, or just people helping you out if they like your show, so they send you a PayPal like people have sent to me, and send me amps and parts and this, that, and the other thing. So it's super cool because they want to see more of what you're doing, and they're being supportive, but it's not like a way of making a living per se. And the argument I'm making is that there was in my description, I even put this, and he talks about this. He's like, look, maybe musicians need to all band together and class action lawsuit, via the ACLU or something else. These companies that are making money off of the music that they're creating, and as a group, be compensated, but in some way, and maybe even put it in there somewhere. There's got to be a way that it can be made. So that it's not like such a grift, like it's almost like straight up theft of people's talents.
Last time, it's been a while since a group of musicians have really grouped together. I mean, last time it would have been when the U.S. or California passed that bill. That was when it was going to make it was going to make musicians no longer independent contractors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
it's funny how there are some people that'll push for certain kinds of laws because they're
Well,
gonna
I
drop
remember it
money, and
passed, but
they-
then a lot of musicians and stuff got together and they were like, okay, maybe this wasn't a good idea.
yeah, and it's kind of like what happened here. There's a proposition passed a couple decades or more ago where property tax was changed because the argument that they kept pushing on TV for the proposition was old people can't keep up with the taxes that they have to pay on their increased housing values because the values keeps going up. So this is not fair for old people. But they slipped in that, okay, when this changes, it's also going to change things for commercial property, and that's where the real trick was. It was this Jarvis group or whatever that pushed for this. That changed the landscape, not just in California, but throughout the United States when it came to residential property now being used as a form of commercial, money making, scheming. All this increase of valuations and an increase on property costs have been because it's become a commercialized entity. It's not a residential, how it was looked at as a residence, and you had special taxes and special interest rates and things like that you can get because it's a residential home for a family. Now it's become a commercialized, almost commodity thing, and everything's being commoditized. And that's what I'm talking about here with musicians' talents too, is becoming almost like this open market of commodity that you can buy and sell because they've copied it and they can reproduce it, and then F you to the musicians who got it stolen from.
But which musicians, like I mean,
right, that's a good question.
If you're a struggling artist, dude, you would kill to get something out there and have it spread out and go viral and all that.
Why would you have to kill? And this is getting to the this is why I do this on the show. This is going deep, man. Why? Because it was already so hard before, because music, going from when we used to just play music in a tribe around the campfire together, that everyone participated in. And then it became this thing that someone records and then sells and puts on the radio, and then they get this fanfare and they become famous, and then the producers and the radio station people.
Okay, so my question though is, are you talking about the musicians that are struggling that nobody knows, or are you talking about the ones that are already millionaires and that are already everybody knows already?
I'm talking about more specifically the technology companies that have created technology that is taking people's music,
talk about like Pseudo,
producing it, and not compensating those musicians for it. And what the crux of this is what Henning was bringing up. He was bringing up the very thought, okay, this is just an idea, but I think it's going in the right direction. And he pushed for this for YouTubers too, to be compensated by companies who are wanting them to make a video, to compensate them fairly. And that there should be at least a set price or an idea of what a set price for so long of a video would be. And he was pushing hard because he knew how hard it was. That's why he created the Gear Street events, and prior to that it was called GitCon. He was the one who brainchild of that thing, and he wanted to take what he saw going on at NAMM but make it more personal and make it more connected and more for the YouTuber, who was becoming more of the presenter of these musical products to most people. Because when you look for a product, you don't look for a magazine. you might Google it to find out some info, but you look for a video on YouTube or somewhere where you can hear it to some degree, get an idea of it, and then you go to the store and say, I'll spend some personal time now on this at a store and see what it really feels and plays and sounds like, right?
Oh, lately I've just been jumping into it.
Right, isn't that fun?
That's also a lot of people just will do what I do. It's just they go onto YouTube, listen to it, and then just buy it straight up
and just buy it. Right. Well, I have not played one of these in a store before, and based on a lot of the
and I'll be right back.
Based on a lot of the fanfare that this got, because it's an analog and collaboration with Chase Bliss, which is well known for making very high quality effects. Not a cheap pedal, almost $400. Okay.
Yeah.
But it is like 5 pedals in one and with presets, and it's analog. It's got the digital, and it does so much in one pedal that you can basically take that and an amp and maybe a reverb delay pedal, and if you're doing classic rock, that's all you need. You're ready to freaking rock. You can do it all. Take that in the Halo, or take that in my Earthquakers devices. Now laser beam light dimmed via. Thank you to where are those things? I had them here somewhere. I put them aside. Dang it! Oh, those little light dimmers. Yeah, these.
Oh, there you go.
They're great. Good.
Little jewels.
The little rock board light jewel cover so that the light doesn't blow your eyeballs out. But there's always a great idea out there. This is another great idea. And I used to just put a piece of like tape. Like you can get that yellow painter's tape or the blue or the green, and you can do different colors if you want to. And that's kind of cool because then you know where your pedals are. You know which pedals are in a dark stage. It's kind of nice to know where your pedal's at. So you know what the colors of your pedal lights are. You know where what is. If you don't have like a Gig Rig 3 yet, like I'm working my way up to that, guys.
Yeah, I was like I'm just happy I have for my one channel I always use. I kept those. What are those like? So where you can like hit pedals like barefooted. It's like the bigger little plastic
barefoot buttons. Yeah, I have those too. As a matter of fact, dude, I even came up with an idea on how you can personalize your own. Save your bottle caps. Save your whatever caps for stuff, and something that's soft top like that, and you can just hot glue or use some super glue onto these cheaper ones. And I started making some. I was gonna give them away as giveaways. I should bring that one back, right?
There you go.
Yeah. But keep talking.
Well, I mean, with that, you could also, it's a more personalized gift to be given out to people too. So,
yeah, but
that'd be kind of nice thing.
Barefoot buttons. These things are freaking expensive, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I only got mine from free from NAMM. That's what I remember. Right. JJ was like, "Grab them quick!"
Right. So barefoot. Oops, I thought I pushed it too many times here. Sorry, I got Band-Aids on my fingers. Cut myself.
Oh no.
Anyway, I still haven't hooked up direct though. By the way, if my thing is cutting or it's not clear, that's why. Sorry about that. I'm gonna get around to that at some point, but I've been really busy as always. So now these are some cheaper ones I bought online. You can see that there was some glue on that one. I just used hot glue, but the hot glue softens when it gets hot on a pedal, and so that's why that came off. But you can do that. Like I've done it with this pedal. Grab this thing. Where is it? Where'd I put that thing? I don't know. It's dark in here right now. Yeah, I don't see, because I often do play barefoot in the house, but on the couch especially. So I have my Line 6 HX Stomp, and I replaced all those with different buttons, and there you go. Exactly.
I use the end ones. Yeah.
There you go.
For channel 1, and then this the other one does like just my effects, so I can change them.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like in the chat, what are your guys' thoughts on what I've been saying so far about, I think that what Henning's up to and what his thoughts are on this is that, as a global community, we should at least voice our opinion on this. And just like when we fought against censorship, we should fight against theft of our intellectual and otherwise talent and all that as a whole. Fight for each other, stand up for your right. and yeah, exactly. And the bottom line is that of course we steal from each other all the time, we borrow from each other all the time, but that's not the same as a program that someone is then just using to steal your talent and then just giving it away or selling it, not even giving it away, selling it to everyone. But there is free AI. So I did want to confess, just as a point, I used an AI bot I used Google Gemini to create this photo. I just asked, I was going to do one myself, but I thought just for a gag, why don't we do that, close the window here. Oops. Come on, go away. Go away. I don't want to open something. Here we go. As a gag, I thought, and like I was telling Johnny, I think it works great as a gag. I used Gemini. I said, create a photo of musicians stealing, or robots stealing music from musicians. And it wouldn't do that because it won't make a thing about theft. And I said, okay, then make a robot playing with, playing with musicians together.
You just got to say replacing humans.
Yeah. And then here I have, we have cyborg, part human, part robot people. We have real humans and robots, and they're all playing together. Right, so you got robots up there playing music with the.
And
then you got the audiences going crazy for it, of course.
Could happen.
So, well, I think that is the future, right, John?
Yeah,
You agree?
like I made that
is-
with Gemini.
There you go.
Yeah, the
See?
Gibson Megazord for my video.
Gibson
Because it's
Megazord.
like it's not like I'm gonna be able to. I'm not
Use
gonna find that.
Put it
Yeah, I'm
back
not
up
gonna find
again.
that. Yeah, I'm never
Gibson
gonna find that on the
Megazord.
Google.
Yeah. They created a Gibson Megazord with no guitar, though.
He is
well,
guitars. He's built with guitars.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he
Yeah,
built up guitars. Okay.
His Les
Oh,
Pauls.
I
He has
see.
Les
I see.
Pauls for
There it
legs.
is. Yeah, there I got it now. I see it. Yeah. And he's got like an amp and all. Yeah. So so I think this is the point what Johnny's making, which is like there's this creative side of things where, I think there should be license for it. It's allowed, right? When I say license for it, kind of what I'm talking about. Because if it's in Marshall or Gibson, then you should be paying Marshall and Gibson for that logo. But if it's like a facsimile of it, if it's like
it straight does.
there you go. See? So that's promoting, but at the same time, like what Johnny's saying is, but it's promoting Gibson, so it should be, okay, because it's actually helping people know about Gibson. So
Well-
there's that interesting argument there, right?
Well,
that's
I
what
mean,
really-
there's the bigger companies, there's the billion-dollar companies, and then there's the musicians that are struggling.
Right.
That are playing in their bedrooms, playing.
Exactly. And shouldn't there be
And-
like going to those struggling people through grants or other forms? Shouldn't these companies be forced, hey, if you're going to be using just random musicians' product, their talents and their intellectual and otherwise talented property, shouldn't you give back to them? Like create
Well,
grant, create something where they're
but how
getting
many how many musicians are out there struggling? All of them,
yeah, there you go.
I was about to say, I was like, who isn't?
they're
right?
creating-
Who isn't? Everybody is.
Let's open the floodgates, Johnny, is what I'm saying.
Well,
I'm making an argument for that because there's not that much support for music out there. It's been taken out of schools. It's been defunded to pieces. And we all know, especially on this channel, if you watch, music as a form of not just therapy, but it will help your brain in so many ways. As you get older, less people that...
AI will help your brain because you don't have to think about anything
That
anymore.
would actually be the slippery slope.
And that's how we become Wally.
If you look at the actual science, Johnny, you're wrong. That's the wrong answer. No, but in seriousness, I know you know that. But in seriousness, there's so many good reasons why music should be supported in everybody's life, not just listening, but performing, taking part of learning, because it helps you with language abilities. It helps you in mobility issues. People that have problems moving around, music gets them moving, helps them,
So does AI.
Yeah.
That
Well,
helps you.
AI could help too.
Very
And that's
similar.
what I'm saying. But if AI is taking from somewhere else to do that, they shouldn't get it for free. It shouldn't be accepted and expected as if it should just be free. It's not coming up out of the ether. They're taking that from someone else's already.
So is
developed-
there somebody out there? I mean, you seem really angry about this. Is there somebody out there
I'm excited about it.
that's totally been ripped off
It's not
by
about
this?
specifically. I think that what this is kind of like how the Napster thing happened with music and music production, and how it, in a sense, destroyed an industry, recreating another one. Okay. But the talent that is what is being sold isn't being justly compensated. I'm just saying that as a person that studied business and economics in school, and one of my two of my favorite classes was business law 1 and 2. I really like to fight for the little man, because I think it's not right that the little people.
Okay,
don't-
so you're talking about the little man then.
Yeah, I'm talking about compensating those who aren't being compensated for their talents and their rights and intellectual and otherwise property.
You should ask the little man what they
Yeah.
think about this.
That's why I'm talking about this here, and I think that's what Henning was bringing up. And I'm starting to be part of this. I'm going to start being part of this wave. I'm hoping it becomes a wave where, as a group, we have a voice. Individually, like what you're talking about, that's why the guy has to scrap out on the concrete jungle out there in Los Angeles and welcome to the jungle, baby. You're going to die. It's like, that's how brutal it was back in the 80s. And now it's even worse, the point being is that there are ways that you can survive and make money in this industry. You can use AI as a good tool for it. So that's something that you've been showing how to do it, right? At the same time, the people who have lent their talents to the world should be justly compensated. And I don't know if there's any strength left to any of these unions anymore, like the musicians union and all
But
this
so
stuff.
you're talking about independent musicians that nobody knows about?
I'm talking about all musicians who have lent their talents to the world.
Because the
Somehow,
ones that are
right,
the one,
grants,
I mean, the ones that know are using this stuff, and they're using it as tools, and they're using it, and they're ask Alex.
It's kind of true, yeah.
Yeah, it's being used, and it's fine. Like I said,
adapt and change. I mean,
I think the adapting and change is very important, and I think it's a good thing that you're doing.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Like I was saying before, sink or swim. You know,
I mean, look at rap music.
right?
Rap music is the biggest. I mean, they were sampling stuff way, back and creating songs on other people's songs.
Pieces of their music. Yeah, and
I mean, all that stuff.
They should have given them at least, if not rights to the song. I don't think that would be right, but they should have, like Tone Loc's, Wild Thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are two parts. There's the guitar part from Van Halen and the drum part from Van Halen. That's a huge part of the song. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, it is a song. It is a song. And when Van Halen heard about it, I think they went after them and they credited Van Halen on the second pressing of the record.
That's what I'm talking about. Why not credit them right from the get-go?
But again, that's Van Halen, and I love Van Halen, but they were already out there. They're already doing a thing. When you're talking about musicians that are independent and struggling that nobody knows about,
right?
AI is a huge tool to use to create.
I mean, a lot of people don't like AI in the metal community. Like, they can spot it out very quickly.
Well, most children, especially, if you listen to any of Riato's talking about AI right from the get-go, he's like, the kid walks in and says, "Why are you listening to AI music, Dad?" And he's like, "That's AI music? How do you know?" And they're like, "It's so obvious, So I think
they're like, "Because I made that song."
Exactly. We're gonna end today's show on Holly's song just for fun, or should we do yours, Alex?
Do Holly's.
Play them both.
I don't have my stuff set up.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna pull it off YouTube. Off YouTube. But,
wait a minute, Laz. You should compensate them for using their music.
I could ask Pauly if she wants.
Wait a minute.
So the one thing I will say is
you're creating off somebody else's content, Laz.
So
actually,
I do.
No, I'm not.
And it does.
Or are you giving them promotion? Are you promoting them?
I'm not.
And getting their name out there by doing it. Is it exposure, Laz?
I'm not making money off of it. She's not making money off of it. And she asked me, play it if you want to. Because she's doing it for the love of it and the fun of it, right? But whoever's vocals were being used and style of song,
that was nobody's vocals. That was a robot's vocals.
But the robot can't sing, Johnny. It has to steal that as data from someone else's voice and put it together and create, and that's what they're doing, right? They're taking someone else's talented voice. Yeah, they are. They are, Johnny. That is what it is. You got to understand that's.
But also, there's people who their jobs are to do voiceover work, or to create, like the woman that is Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There is a person with that voice out there.
Maybe no longer, because eventually they're going to not even pay that lady anymore because they're just going to say, "Oh, we just use an AI to do it now." And sorry, lady, bye bye.
I mean, so people are losing. They really only had her voice. They only had her voiceover once, and they only have to say.
They only have to say one word, or they'll just capture it or whatever they call it. They'll capture it like you can capture your amp with a Kemper, and from then on use that and even sell your captures out to the world, even though that's Marshall's amp that you just captured and you're selling their sound. Get it? So it's like all these like different avenues of how you can make money off this. It's kind of like I was saying in a comment to somebody, and I put it in the description. It's kind of like a legalized grift. It's almost like, oh, here we have a software you can steal people's stuff, and it's okay because no one's stopping you. But is it okay?
I was saying, so I pay for Suno.
And until someone says, "Hey,
you have commercial rights,"
that's my voice, and you stole my voice," And that's kind of the point I'm making. But here's the ultimate point that I'm making, Johnny. And I get where you're getting with your argument, and you're making a sound argument. And it's good to have that, because you have to have that other side. And you're making a very good point, because you've probably thought some of this through already before. And he says, hell, I'm going to use it because blah, blah, blah. The thing is that if you've got these multi-billion-dollar companies making money off of just a copy of something, just like they make a software and now they sell millions of copies of code and make billions off of it. Okay, like Microsoft actually stole the graphic user interface of Apple to create their first Windows. And they lost in court, but they were told your product's too big to fail, so we're going to allow it. That is kind of what's happening here too. And I'm just saying, well, then, if you're making all these billions off of this, how about compensating musicians as a freaking community or as a whole, people that want to study and do music, create money for them in grant form or other form, make it mandatory as part of, it's like a tax. If you are going to create a product that takes music from others, you're going to have to pay this percentage tax that then goes out to music schools and musicians and stuff everywhere. Helps them pay the groceries, or a little piece of the action, because it is coming from them. And just like, let's say you as a Native American, you could say, hey, I'm half Blackfoot or whatever, and because of certain reparations and laws that were passed, I should be compensated a certain amount of money monthly, and you get that money because that's the right thing to do. And if we're going to base our society and our culture on not immoral behavior, but on moral behavior, where we do the right things, that we try to treat each other as we would like to be treated ourselves, right? That golden rule of sorts, then something like this should be done. And I agree with Henning, whether it's through class action lawsuits or actually working with these companies and trying to, like I'm saying, maybe a better avenue is go talk to them. Go talk to StreamYard and say, hey, StreamYard, until I reach 5,000 or 10,000 subs on YouTube or whatever, how about you give me a beginner's package fee for what I'm using here on YouTube? Maybe make it a criteria. If I don't get up to 10,000 subs within 5 years, then I can only use this cheaper version for 2 years or 5 years or whatever. But make it easier for beginner creators. Make it easier for musicians to stay alive as creators and not be replaced. My God, stop bonging me. I know who it is.
Is that Ron?
It's the Memorex group. Saying,
is that Ron texting you nonstop too?
No, it's probably Memorex people. Those are the ones that are always answering to each other about, hey, let's meet at Joe's and let's pack up the vans and the.
They're like, hey, guess what? I just created 10 songs in 10 seconds.
So
we're gonna play them today at the gig.
I'm saying, Johnny, as a creator yourself, or if you bigger creators like what Henning's doing, he's pretty big time he's got a lot of respect from a lot of people that make product and or in the industry, as does Beato. A lot of these people gain a lot of respect from these people because they have enough power in the industry in a sense, or created enough influence where people are looking and listening to what they're saying. And I think that if these people banded together and said, hey, we ought to unite and go talk to these industry people who run these corporations, say, hey, how about you guys compensate in general with some form of I'm not going to call it a tax, but some kind of something like that, where you would help musicians like Alex, like you, like me, or anyone. I'm a almost 60-year-old musician trying to make it. I would love to do music, but I can't jump in the pool 100% because I don't want to struggle that hard. I'm sorry.
Okay. So since you can't jump in 100%, you can use these tools to help you create.
Right, Johnny.
For the time that you have.
Do you understand
to create stuff and get stuff out there?
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I totally understand what you're saying.
Do you not think that it makes some sense to go after people who are just making money off of other people's talents, to at least have them pay a part of what they're making to those talented people, to in general help the music community survive this AI thing? If they're creating something that's using them, they should get something for it. That's my argument. So
well, then play the song. Play the song you guys made to rip off other people.
Right. I'm not mad, but I'm just saying I'm not angry about it. I'm just aware of something that I think people are concerned and worried about.
But there's another side of this that is this is like a dream come true for a lot of people that are out there totally struggling that you would never hear of. I mean, this is a huge thing, and I get what you're saying, but again, not everything is about money, though, Laz.
Give them it. Well, life is in this world. You got to have money to eat, Johnny, because people aren't out there farming on their own little farms every day, so they got to make money somehow. Okay, and I think it's only right to go after those who are.
But a true artist will starve for their art.
I disagree 100%. I think that's a bullshit, and I'm going to use that.
Oh no! Now he's going to talk for 10 more minutes.
I'm going to just say it this way, Johnny. That's a bullshit. Manipulated into people's belief thing as if somehow artists should be starving. Why is it that the stockbroker isn't starving when he's not even doing the work? He's just shuffling paper around, betting on what market things will go up or down. People have proven you can get a monkey throwing darts at the board and it'll do just as well as most freaking fund managers.
Hey, that sounds like AI.
It's a fact. It's a fact. So it's a scientifically proven fact. It's random. And some of the biggest hedge fund managers who made the most money were grifting and ripping off everyone that invested to them. Bernie Madoff to all these other guys. So,
oh my God.
So I'm just saying, just check into this stuff, man. I studied economics. I studied business law. I studied business. I studied music in school. I studied psychology in school too. I was constantly educating myself because I want to know about the world and what goes on in the world. I'm very not just creative person, but curious person. And I like to discover and explore. I think most human beings are. The point I'm making here is that if people are making billions off this stuff, they should be paying to the talents they're taking from. And it is taking. They are taking it. And they're not even saying sorry. They're not even giving you, your right, not just compensation, but even crediting you until after you go to court. Kind of, come on. They're in a reasonable society. We ought to find a way to make this right for everyone. And that's the argument I'm making. And I agree with Henning on this. And I think musicians, most would agree with me. And not just because they want a free lunch, but because I think they do work hard to develop their talents, and there should be some assistance out there for them. That's all. I think it could be made possible. So I'm going to end on that, and I'm going to end on Holly's song here because she used AI. As I did.
Why was my microphone muted the past 10 seconds? Okay, just kidding.
I know you are. Okay, StreamYard giveaway too.
Okay, play an AI. After all that, let's enjoy a very nice AI song.
Let's enjoy.
Created from somebody else's hard work.
Holly's lyrics put to Sumo or whatever. And Sumo, reach out to us. Reach out to the musicians and let's work something.
Is it Sumo?
Or whatever.
Suno.
Sumi.
And
Sumi.
So if you pay for Suno, if you use the free version of Suno, you don't get commercial rights to it. But if you pay for Suno, you do get commercial rights to it.
To whatever you make.
Yeah.
Like they say, hey, you made this, you can use this.
Yeah, it's I was like looking it up and I remember that specifically, but yeah, it's like the paid plans. They are the free version is non-commercial use only, while songs made with the Pro or Premiere script grant you commercial use license. If you plan to use Suno generated music for distribution on platforms like Spotify or Apple Music and monetize videos or other commercial project, you must have an active paid subscription.
There you go.
So they are getting money out of us.
Okay,
where that money is going.
Who's getting what?
Yeah. So you could so they give you the license to make the money off that.
Yeah.
So you're basically paying them to make money.
Exactly.
Is what you're doing.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, you gotta spend a little money to make a little money.
It takes money. It takes money to do this.
Yeah, it's got to be. There's got to be a more fair way.
You think this is free?
This ain't free.
All right, let's go ahead and add this to the stage, and then we're going to bring it on, and then we're going to end on that. Thank you guys for the internet is the problem. This backstage recording. Yeah, we get rid of. We go back to the 70s. Is that going to help? No, I don't think you're going to ever get rid. I'm just saying, let's find a way to work with the system we're dealing with and try to make it work for everyone somehow. I mean, let's level the playing field. Let's rise all boats. Damn it. I'm in for the win-win here. I don't.
The
like,
internet and AI has
like
leveled
winners.
the playing field.
I'm saying that the winners ought to all rise together. I don't think that there should be losers anywhere. I think if we're gonna survive this existence, we need to do it together, and we need to raise all the boats. I'm a top of the glass optimist here, and I think that this is a hard road to try to convince greedy people who want nothing but more and more and more that you're going to make a better world, not just for yourself and your children, but for everyone around you. Okay, if you help everyone rise, if we can do that, it's going to be better for everyone. So we're going to end on this song here, because thank you, Holly, for creating this. This is fun as hell. If you guys haven't heard this,
welcome to Music Therapy Rant and the Theory Demo Show. The Music Therapy Last Show.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's a little bit underwater. Turn off actor cancellation, turn on stereo auto.
He's got electric guitars and keyboards, prank sound effects and power chords. He broadcasts from California to Budapest with Johnny Bean and special guests. Cranked up amps, hills line the room. Janice, watch your headphones for a sonic boom. Funko Pops and down swag galore up on the shelves.
You won't let me do anything but edit and stop screen.
What? I look
So-
disgusted.
No, I'm upset because normally when you present something to the screen and you have control over like audio, like microphone and things like that, you can take out the.
Yeah, when you pay for the service.
There you go again. There you go again. All right.
So
On
you have
mine-
to pay. You have to
look,
pay.
look.
You're gonna pay.
Johnny, on my and on yours and on Alex's, I can adjust the mic settings. For whatever reason, when I add something to the stage, you used to be able to adjust the mic settings on that, and it doesn't have anything except edit.
How much are you paying Holly to play this song, Laz?
So the point is
that
I
she
can't
stole.
Take out the. I can't adjust for the compression that YouTube is making it sound like underwater. So
it's not YouTube. Well, no, it's not YouTube. It's sharing. It's sharing the screen, and it's just it's going
used
to
allow you to do it is what I'm saying, and now they took that away. So I might just take myself away from StreamYard. I might learn how to use
because you're not paying for it. That's why they took it away.
You don't have to pay for
Wait, share screen.
And they're probably making money off this stuff somehow.
Share screen.
So when I try to share the screen, it won't let me. It won't let me adjust.
Well, it was fine.
Anymore.
It was fine. I mean, we could hear it. We could see it.
All right, I'll play it again. Let's do it again. It's going to be swimming underwater, unfortunately. Thank you.
Actually, no, it wasn't bad.
It wasn't that bad.
No. It was actually fine, because if something is going to sound like it's underwater, that's going to happen within the first 5 seconds, and that really didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst.
Okay, we're just going to bring it right back on.
Now you sound like you're underwater.
Blub, blub.
Can you hear it?
No.
Can you hear it now?
Yes.
Electric guitars and keyboards.
Yeah, because it was good enough.
Sound effects and power chords.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
He broadcasts
Hey, if you guys want to send Holly some money, put them into the YouTube.
He's like, forget about what I said the past hour.
Yeah, you can go to PayPal and for Holly. Send her a pack.
On the shelves, down to the floor. The Music Therapy Last Show on YouTube and flying pickles.
Tune in from the movie because it's fine.
What you'll get, you might not know, but it'll be full of fun. So come on, let's go. Soundtrap panels on the wall, custom made for one and all. Spin the wheel to win a prize. Look out, the arrival date might be revised. We never know what to expect. What you see is what you get. Too much apple juice might lead to 3 windy sheets. Let's make sure you
I
miss
can't
your
understand
pet
what it says after the Apple
parakeets.
Juice
The music
beat to
therapy
what?
live show on YouTube. The flying pickles studio.
I don't know.
What you get, you might not know. But it'll be full of fun. So come on,
Johnny's about
let's
to
go.
get a play for him. Turn up Johnny's mic. They're gonna reset up this thing. Oh, it won't let me get it. It won't let me get it.
Johnny.
Wait a minute. You're silencing an independent artist right now.
I was trying to turn you up.
Oh, good, you made it through. No injuries or self-inflicted tattoos.
No self-inflicted
The music
tattoo.
therapy live show on YouTube. The flying pickles
No, I have a couple of those.
studio. What you'll get, you might not know, but it'll be full of fun. So come on, let's go. Hey, lads.
Yeah. They don't even pay me at the live gigs.
That's why you're
I don't even get
upset, huh?
Are you ever gonna turn on that keyboard?
I gotta take all this gear to a bar and play a gig today.
wouldn't be going
You
to.
all rock. You all rock.
You all rock.
I'm just, yeah, there you go. You all rock.
Now play that one. Is that her new song? Wait a minute.
Might be. She has the MRI song. That's a different one. That actually, someone did play music to that. She just used AI to steal some.
Wait. You're still here. Dude, if you want to help the independent artist, play one of my songs and I will get money from that.
All right, let's do that next time. Until then, you guys.
Just do it now.
No,
You just have to play 5 seconds of it. That's all you have to do.
I'm leaving, and I'd have to look it up and stuff. But we'll do that next time. You want to? Hey, create a bumper music for me.
Just Google me. Google Johnny Bean music, and there's a song. You just play it.
Johnny Bean music here. Johnny
Yeah,
Bean.
Johnny Bean music.
Johnny Bean music.
Bean.
Can you put your last name Bean with an E on the end, just so people wouldn't call you Bean like the Beaner. Johnny
What?
Bean.
Am I yelling?
Or are you like yelling like a felon? Johnny Bean music. Hold on, music. Where are you? Are you on Spotify?
Yeah. Of course.
Johnny Bean Bandcamp.
Dude, every show I say this. I'm everywhere.
All right, we'll do that.
Spotify.
Okay, that's Johnny Bean on SoundCloud. Should we do SoundCloud or Bandcamp?
I don't think it matters.
When I put
Bandcamp.
music, it's not your music, it's all your videos that pops up. Sound 4.
Just search Johnny. There we go. Play that. Play that. That's right, Ian.
Sound 4. Okay, it's 2 minutes.
Sound 4.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's just play a little bit of that. That's a song. It's a commercially available song, and I make, half a cent off it
Per view.
per million views.
But it's like $10.
I should actually look and see how much money, because that's the thing too.
I remember
is,
it's, I think per million views it's like $100.
I didn't know that.
Something.
yeah,
You got to finish this song, and then you.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
That's
we
the thing.
should talk about that.
What?
Right, Johnny Bean. This is Johnny Bean's actual finished song called Sound 4.
Yeah,
This is Sound for You.
dude, that's from 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Okay, you guys ready? Here it goes. Great. We're using power up.
AI bands will be touring.
Kind of got a good idea.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all for joining the show. You like the topic?
I have an idea.
Kind of hard to hear you last.
Johnny, you like the topic?
Hey, Les. I have an idea. If you want independent musicians to be paid for their work, play their songs on your shows. There are songs that are commercial, like this.
So
like
you
this
can
is
get copyrighted.
this is a commercially available song.
Probably gonna get copyrighted.
Every time this is played, I make some sort of revenue from this.
Okay, Johnny, am I gonna get a copyright strike if I'm playing your song? That's what I want.
You're going to get a copyright claim. Yes.
Claim. Okay.
You're not going to get a strike
Sorry,
for this.
yeah.
You're just going to get a claim.
The artist was actually
Which means I will get revenue from this from you playing it.
good when I'm not.
I mean, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing about what you were just talking about the last hour. Is you want to help independent musicians get paid for their work. Right now, you're helping an independent musician get paid for his work. That's what you're doing. And we can't even hear you.
Hear you while the music's playing.
We can't even hear you at all.
Yeah, we can't hear you while the music's playing.
Muted.
I can't even hear myself.
Oh my gosh, Laz, the stream was just shut off. What happened?
I wasn't.
Just kidding.
Yeah, just wanted to let you all know that if you want to contact Johnny and use a real person for music to some of your creations, give him a call. Use him. He wants to be used. He wants to be paid for his music, right, Johnny?
Call me.
Call him. Here he is.
I have a phone number on the screen.
He's a musician. I'm a musician. I can play music. I can create music. Call me. Don't use AI. The point I'm making is that if AI is being used and these corporations are making billions, maybe they ought to compensate artists for it somehow. We got to figure out a way to do that. So that's how I'm going to end it. Let's all applaud Johnny Bean's wonderful musical playing there. Alex for joining us as well. Octopus Ears is hanging out with his mom. I did invite him as well. I thought he'd have some input on this because he even told me that that's part of the reason why he's not putting music up. That's original is because he's afraid that someone will outright steal it. And there are actual people out there using bots that they create.
Ola got his music stolen.
It's a real big problem, and it's actually causing musicians who have actually spent a lot of time and money creating their not just music but their pages and their YouTubes and everything, and they're getting shut down because of copyright or other kind of strikes against them by people saying that their music is theirs when it's not. So there's real theft going on using all these AI bots and things out there, and musicians need to stand up against this together as a community and do something about it and stand up and shout, get up and make some noise and talk to Congress and talk to whoever and say, look, I know there's other problems going on in the world too, but we have a right to our identity and our intellectual and otherwise talent and property. And we shouldn't allow these people to just steal it outright and not have some compensation for it. I agree with that. So I'm going to be in support of that. Hope you guys are too. Until next time, see you on Johnny's shows Sunday night. You doing something?
Me? Yeah. Yeah, I'll do something later today.
That's
music? My link to my Spotify right there. If you guys want to click on that and play a few of those tracks, that's some of my
rather do it on YouTube or somewhere else, ban the other
Spotify sucks.
I hate Spotify. That corporation.
Even though I pay for it still.
Even
though I pay for it still.
So how about posting something else, another way to find you, Johnny? Just Google Johnny Bean's music, Johnny Bean with Beane music, and then find a non-Spotify way, because that company's
Oh my gosh.
Support them. I'm not going to support companies and people that do harm. It's kind of like if I'm a doctor and I have like an oath to do no harm. I, as a human, have an oath to do no harm. Some people don't care. They just want to make money and they'll harm whoever they can to get it. I disagree. I think that's not a good way to live, not a good way to be. And we ought to all try to help each other and raise all the boats is what I'm saying. Let's make it right for everyone. Let's not make it so unfair. All right, until next time, you guys, Music Therapy Labs out. Fight for your rights. I'm going to go out and play some music for other people while they're drinking. Or just enjoying each other's company. Not everyone drinks, And have a great Sunday, you guys. And rock on, man. Thanks for joining, you guys. You definitely rock.